So you've got this brilliant idea. It's a game changer. But turning that incredible spark into something you can actually hold, something real, that can feel pretty impossible. Today, we're going to change that. We're going to build a solid foundation for your idea by breaking down a 5-point plan for your minimum viable product, or MVP. I mean, we've all been there, right? You get that eureka moment. This world-changing idea pops into your head, and then what? Crickets. The sheer scale of it all can be kind of paralyzing. You just sit there thinking, where do I even begin? That's the exact question we're going to answer right now. And the answer is the MVP. This is your secret weapon against that paralysis. It stands for minimum viable product. But don't let that word minimum fool you. It is not about building a half-baked product. As you can see right here, it's all about building the simplest version that delivers real core value. Think of it as the first chapter of your book, not the entire library. It's designed to get into users' hands fast, so you can get that crucial feedback and know you're building something people actually want. So how do we build the plan for this MVP? Well, we're going to break it down into 5 key pillars. We'll start with the first 2, and they're all about the human element, your time, and of course, your team. Okay, our first pillar is time. You need a map, and your timeline is that map. Now, what you see here is just a simple 4-month plan from research all the way to launch. But let's be real for a second. A huge number of tech projects blow past their original deadlines. That's why building in some buffer time for those oops moments and unexpected delays isn't a sign of weakness. It's a strategic necessity. A realistic plan is a successful plan.
A great timeline is pretty useless without the right people to execute it. So that brings us to our second pillar, your team. Now, an MVP team doesn't need to be massive, but it absolutely has to cover the core bases. You see them here. You need the builder, that's your developer, the visionary, your designer, and the voice, your marketing and research guru. These folks are the engine that's going to bring your whole idea to life. Okay, so you've got your people, you've got your timeline. Now you need to power them up. And that brings us to part 2, the fuel. This covers our next 2 crucial pillars, your tools and your budget. Our third pillar is your toolbox. And listen, it's way more than just code. It's a whole ecosystem. We've got it mapped out here. You've got your development and design software, sure, but also the collaboration tools that keep your team in sync and the testing and analytics tools that tell you if you're actually on the right track. Getting these choices right early on is going to save you from some major headaches down the road. And this brings us right to pillar number 4, your budget. Think of it as the financial map for your entire project. As you can probably guess from the chart, your biggest cost is gonna be your people. But I want you to look closer. See that tiny 5% slice for contingency? That's not leftover cash. That's your emergency fund. It's literally the difference between a surprise expense being a little problem or a total project-killing disaster. All right, we've got people, time, tools, and money. That brings us to our 5th and final pillar, this safety net. This is all about managing risks. And no, this isn't about being pessimistic, it's about being prepared for reality. It's just plain smart. Your job here is to basically play a game of what if and actively anticipate problems. What if your lead developer quits? Well, you better have your processes documented. What if that essential software tool costs way too much? You should already have alternatives researched. Honestly, thinking through these roadblocks before they happen is what separates a minor hiccup from a full-blown crisis. It is the definition of planning ahead. And there it is. That's the blueprint. Each one of these pillars is absolutely essential. Your time, your people, your tools, your budget, and your plan for the risks. You know, if any one of these is weak, the whole structure gets wobbly. But get them all right, and together they create a rock-solid foundation for your idea. So before you write a single line of code, before you spend a single dollar, I want you to look at your plan and ask yourself this one final crucial question. Do we have the right mix of time, tools, and people to execute this successfully? If the answer is yes, then you're not just hoping for success, you're actually planning for it.